Today, I'm going to guide you through the 4 phases that you need to go through in order to fully reclaim your power, set yourself free, and live as your true self for the rest of your life. 5 years ago, I was living in the prison of my mind. I started to develop this deep sense of unworthiness, this belief that told me that I, for some reason, wasn't good enough to achieve my wildest dreams. I started to reject myself and I started to say, JP, why are you so insecure? Why are you like this? Why can't you be confident like the rest of the people that you see out there? That's where I made the first mistake, believing that I was this inner critic, this imposter syndrome. So I had a revelation, I had this breakthrough that allowed me for the first time in my life to see almost like a movie screen. And I was seeing my mind thinking and worrying and looking for something to make me feel bad. But I was watching it from a distance. I had some space. And then I realized that my true self wasn't what I thought it was. I started to go deeper and deeper into the truth of who I am. That's why today, instead of waking up feeling disconnected, feeling this inner battle that never shuts up, I get to wake up in wholeness. I get to wake up unified. I get to wake up with these 2 parts fully healed. And instead of my mind being the master and kind of dominating or judging me or bullying me into not being able to achieve my dreams, I've been able to reclaim my power and take command and be again the master of my life and have the mind be the servant, be an instrument of intelligence. This is the transformation that I want to share with you today. That's why I've developed the True Self Method. Let's go straight into it. This is where we begin. Self-acceptance. Do not underestimate this word because it goes way deeper than you think. I've taken over 50 people on the same session to reveal what is the biggest roadblock for them to enhance their business, get more money, improve their relationships or their health. And every single time we get to the same answer: lack of self-acceptance. I get all of the time, I'm too hard on myself. I treat myself really badly internally. There's a lot of inner criticism. There's a lot of fear. We believe that we're too hard on ourselves, but we need to question, who is the I that is being hard on yourself? Is it really you? Or is it your demanding parent, the imposter syndrome, that is trying to make you believe that you are it? Because the programming, the ego, the mind is the only one who's going to be hard on you, on yourself. When you say, I am hard on myself, that really means you've allowed your ego to bully you or to make you believe that you need to live that way. So in order to accept ourselves unconditionally, we need to separate things. We need to understand who we truly are and who we are not. And our job, in order to accept ourselves, is only to accept our true self. We're not meant to accept the false self or the illusion, because it's not us. So when you hear in podcasts or videos that you need to accept your shadows, get this balance that you're both the good and the evil inside, that is a relative truth, but you're meant to rise above it. You cannot serve 2 masters. You can't accept the thoughts and feelings of the ego as your own, because you're going to get destroyed. Your only job is to accept your true self, which is love, abundance, the attributes of your higher self. These are the characteristics of your true self. Everything else, we're meant to stop giving power. So when fearful thoughts or feelings come into your mind, we need to start creating space so that you understand, this is not me. I don't have to accept that. That is fear. That is not me. So that is a huge lesson that I learned. I want you to contemplate on it very deeply and journal and see what comes out for you, because that leads us to the final point of self-acceptance. Once we know who we truly are, we need to stop believing that you are your mind or the imposter syndrome or the inner critic. That's an old software that you took from your parents, from society. It can no longer govern your life. Take away the power and come back to your true self. Once you realize that you are not the one that's being hard on yourself, then you can move through a lot of the blocks from accepting your truth. Let's move on to self-empowerment. You need to realize that you are the one who has power in your life. You're the one who can consciously choose to give your power away to the false self or to your true self. Because when you pay attention to the false self and you believe yourself to be those thoughts, you are accepting that in your reality and it will manifest. That's why when we fear things, they tend to manifest in our physical reality because you are unconsciously giving your power. So it's time for us to stop giving power to the ego, to the mind, and to realize that we actually have the power to become the master. This game, this transformation is all about increasing your power, remembering that you're a creator, not a victim, and reducing a lot the power of the mind. That's why we call this phase self-empowerment. If you start to trust yourself more, you can start to really embody the confidence that you are. But you first need to realize you need to stop giving your power away. And we arrive to the next question. I always have asked myself this in the past. Why do you give your power away to your mind? Why do you keep believing yourself to be your mind? What is the payoff there? You can stop that and you can start giving power back to you, treating yourself with more respect, with more love, with more validation, because there's nothing else in the world that your true selves want than to be recognized, to be free, to be liberated from the prison of the mind. And this is where we arrive at a very key point, which is nothing outside of you will give you power or love or fulfillment. This is something that you need to start sourcing inside. You need to really understand that everything is within you. Think about some time in the past that you were empowered by yourself, that you didn't rely on external people, places, or things to be happy, to feel love, to feel joy. And as you go deeper and deeper, you can realize that by being your true self, you get to be self-empowered and happy. Then we move on to step number 3, which is unconditional self-love. We cannot accept ourselves, we cannot be truly successful if we do not start by accepting our true self. Once we become empowered, then we can go into the heart and we can start releasing the shame, the guilt, the lack of forgiveness that has been created by the mind. This personality of your mind doesn't allow you to forgive yourself for the past. The life force of your ego is those repressed negative feelings and emotions. And you tell yourself, I still can't forgive. I can't do that. I feel too frustrated. I feel too betrayed. That is not you speaking. That is the programming feeding off your energy. And it's time that you realize that your true self wants you to give yourself the freedom for radical forgiveness. You can love your true self. You can release all of the rules and the conditions that your ego has created to feel good about yourself. It doesn't mean that you need to stop being productive and being, a member of society or whatever it might be, but it means that you can change the fuel. And instead of having this drive to be productive, to make a bigger impact, to make more money based on lack and scarcity and fear and needing to prove yourself, you can stop doing that from a place of separation and you can start doing that from a place of unity, of power. Don't underestimate this video. This is where true power comes from. This is where you can stand in your ground and have zero doubt about your vision, about the clarity of your purpose in your life, because you are one inside. You don't have the masks anymore fragmenting you, separating you, needing to be different versions of yourself with different people. Imagine that freedom of being able to be one, on camera, off camera, with your family, with everybody else, and share the gift of love with other people, of authenticity, of living authentically. Because at the end of the day, by me living authentically, by me speaking from the heart, in a way, I give you permission to do the same. And when you do that, you give the people around you the permission to do the same. And that is the power of unconditional self-love. This is where a lot of the inner healing and transformation happens. There's obviously things that you need to take care on a subconscious level, but we'll make some other videos about that. This is a high-level view of the conscious mindset and the truths that need to happen in order for everything else to shift. And as you climb higher and higher this pyramid, you get to live more as your true self, the greatest joy in life that we have. And now we move on to the final resolution of everything. So let me show you what self-realization really means. This is revealing a secret that has been just really hidden for so long in humanity. And if you're watching this, most likely you're ready to receive it. If you've been a seeker of personal development or spirituality, you might have some understanding that at the highest level of creation, there is only oneness. What does that truly mean? You can see it from the spiritual side, you can see it from science. Both have proven that there is an intelligence, a field of energy, whatever you want to call it, that is everywhere present, that is omnipresent, that has the intelligence to create. This is where we all come from. When I say God, I want you to think not of religion, but as the Father or the creator of all there is in the universe. We're on this journey on earth because we are the individualized presence of God. Contrary to the popular belief of religion, the truth is that God is not outside of you, but God is within you. There is a divine spark which is called the I Am Presence. That is the source of your being. So instead of thinking you and God are separate, that you're a human only, we get to realize that this split can be healed and you can start to embody the love, wisdom, and power of the Creator as your own, because you are one with it. There might be some programming that might come on your end of why this isn't true or why I'm not worthy to do that. How can you say that? Check in with yourself, these programs that you've received through religion or spirituality, but this is the truth, my friend. And I would be doing you a disservice if I didn't share this with you, because in order to live as your true self for the rest of your life, you need to know who you are. And you need to know that you are indeed the son or daughter of God. Therefore, you have the power, the wisdom, and the love to use that, to claim your divine birthright, and to stop allowing the personality, the ego, to trick you into believing that you are it. When you embody or realize that indeed you and the Creator are one, and that God in you is the one that gives you life, when you realize that every thought, every feeling, every movement of your body is God in action in you, then you can step into mighty power. If you're a seeker, this is what you've been seeking, and I will be making more videos in depth about the I Am Presence. But for now, know that there is this divine presence that transcends religion and that transcends the spiritual belief that, yes, there is a universe and you're connected with the universe, but now it gets to be more powerful, because the truth is, now you and the presence of God are one, and you get to use that to manifest perfection, love. This is the way that the Creator wanted us to live as. That's why we have free will, to use our mental faculties of our God self inside to manifest. Contemplate, journal on these 4 selves. Where are you? What do you need to do to get to the next level? Don't shame or guilt yourself for where you are. This is all for your highest good. So go prove it for yourself. If you want to go deeper, I have some links in the description to get my book and other resources for us to connect and do some amazing work. I'll see you on the next one.